Speaking has always been an activity that I enjoyed doing. However, working through these first couple weeks of this course, I'm seeing how in tune with my emotions I become when I speak. This was extremely prevalent in my informative speech I gave a few days ago. I want to evaluate my feelings of this speech, some strengths and weaknesses I believe I had, as well as a goal I can set to further my speaking abilities. As I have said, I gave an informative speech a couple days ago, and before I even began, I felt extremely prepared, more so than I was in my personal statement, because I had gained knowledge myself, and this was something I was extremely passionate about. However, it was opposite of my personal statement speech because I got more and more nervous as I went on, because I knew how important this was, and I wanted to make sure everything possible was said to inform my audience of this issue. However, after I gave my speech, I believe I came off very professional. My audience told me how much they had learned, how much they could connect to me, so that really reassured me that this was a better speech than I thought I had. The first thing I like to do when I evaluate and watch my speech is try to point out my strong suits to start on a positive note. I believe my one strength was creating an emotional connection to my audience and engaging them. As I had just said, they reassured me by telling me how good it was and how much they learned after my speech. However, while I was speaking, their eyes followed me when I was transitional walking. Their eyes looked up at my visual aids. They had facial expressions of their own. I could just tell that they were very engaged. Although it was a strong speech, there are areas of weakness that grabbed my attention, the biggest being staying confident the whole time and staying energized. I believe you could see my confidence diminish and my energy decrease when I got into my more detailed evidence and my more detailed points, because I wanted to make sure everything I had found was said, because this issue was so important to me. I didn't want to leave anything unsaid or do my evidence unjust. However, when you find your weakness, I believe it is the most important thing to figure out how you can fix that, thus setting your own goal for your next time so you know you have something to work towards. My goal for my next speech is to become more natural, like it's a regular conversation like right now, and not overwhelm myself too much about being so perfect, because no speech is perfect. I believe I can meet this goal by practicing more in a mirror so I can see my facial expressions, as well as recording myself multiple times, almost every time I practice, so I can see the improvement, see the work I put in, so that I'm as calm as can be when I go to present my speech to my audience. I think it is important to also sit down with your rubric, have your strengths and weaknesses in mind, and grade yourself. I believe if I had to grade this speech, I would grade it in the excellent category because I had fitting transitions to my points. My audience could clearly comprehend what I was saying, as I could tell by their persona as well as what they told me after I'd given my speech. My vocality changed. It got deeper when it was more somber. It got higher when I wanted to emphasize something. I had facial expressions. I moved. I think one thing I could do better on was storytelling. I tried to incorporate the same story beginning, middle, and end, which could have been done a little more effectively, but I think it made the point to my audience, and I could tell what I was trying to do. Speaking has become an emotional outlet for me that I'm enjoying more so than I ever have before. I think it is connecting me to others in a more pure way, as well as showing myself my true emotions about issues that I have and what I speak about.